Setting this up. So basically we're doing a video record and live stream. We got our speakers, 2 speakers. We're gonna do that. And then we have our lovely microphone. We're gonna have 2 microphones. I only took one out today because one works, both of them will work. We're gonna be running a 5G router, and that's gonna be connecting to our Zoom call. Anyways, so router is gonna go into a network switch, just a dummy network switch, and that's going to split off. One's going to be to our streaming laptop, one's going to go into the Pearl Mini, which is our main records and our live stream that's going to be pushing out, and then the other one is connected to the router. So just technically 3 cables is all you're going to need. With that, we're going to be using Magewells to do the video capture, and with that you're going to be pushing it out to another program. So with the Magewells, you're going to take the input from your HDMI, and that's going to push it over. If you guys want to come back here and take a look, this is going to be how we're recording and saving the footage, and also helps with live streaming. So with that, you'll see right here we have the records running. This is going to be our main records. And then this OBS is going to be our backup. So starting recordings, if you want to see the software from back here, is you're going to hit right here on this thing. It's just a nice little start. And then right here, you're going to hit start recording. And that's going to save. I have it configured to save to the desktop under video records folder. And that way, we have our main ones, and then we have our backups. All the audio will be recorded 2 ways. One through this one, and then we have a separate line coming into the computer. That way, if for some reason one of the lines mid-session fails, we have a backup.
Yes.
Camera-wise, we just have one HDMI coming from the camera. Well, you could also do SDI. Right now I only have it set up HDMI, but for the event we might want to bring a mix of both. SDI will allow us to push it over 100 feet if for some reason it's far. I'm going to be running a 3rd backup on this other computer. Pretend this is on. It's currently dead. Pretend it's on. Same program, OBS. It's running from a HDMI splitter. So if you were just doing this every other event and we're not trying to have 3 backups, you wouldn't need the splitter, because this out would just go direct into here.
Okay.
Well, direct into your Magewell and then into here. But because this is our first time we're doing it, we're kind of covering ourselves. We're going to run that, peace of mind backup. So we're going to put in a splitter. Splitter splits it between this Magewell and that Magewell, and you'll have two recordings. So that Magewell is going to get audio directly from here, whereas this OBS recording is going to get audio from our X2U through here. These are splitters, so they allow us to have 2 on the same channel. So one of them is going to right is going to X2U, and the other one is going to the speaker, and vice versa. One is going onto the mixer, to the speaker, and going into the Pearl Mini. The touchscreen on here is very basic. So when you need to configure how you're outputting all this, so the IP on that is going to be on the settings here. You're going to go System Stats, and it's going to give you your IP right here. Now, if you're not running DHCP, that's a whole other lesson you're going to need. I recommend just looking at the Quick Start Guide online for that. But if you're running DHCP, which is default sets to DHCP, it'll pick up an IP from your router, which is why we have that right there. And plus, we need it to live stream anyways. Other than that, you can control a lot of it. So default HDMI A and B, but that's not going to push you sound. So that's the first thing I had. So when you go into here, you're going to see channels. I created a new channel, called it Channel 3. When you go to Layouts, and you're gonna see a live view of the thing. And you're gonna see my audio inputs, which is, I'm taking audio from the board, which will be XLR. And I just went ahead and enabled all the audio inputs pretty much. I do not wanna take it from the video of the camera, so I'm not enabling HDMI or SDI. And I'm not plugging in anything USB style, so we're good from that point. And then of course I'm gonna enable HDMI A and B, just because if for some reason I accidentally plug something into B instead of A, it's still gonna show up. Now, with that being said, when you're recording, you can set up your records from that same thing. Now, with that being there, you're gonna see all your files on here. You're gonna see how big they are, and you can download them straight from there. I have found out if you take out this SD card, it corrupts itself. You leave it in and you download it through the web, you're good. So don't take out the SD card. It's like the #1 rule, don't take out the SD card until you're done. You can configure your inputs through here, so if you need to change frame rate or something, or check frame rate, because I don't think you can change the frame rate on this, you can do that. You can configure your audio. So earlier, me and Fonzo found out when he unplugged something to clean up cabling that, hey, I had 48 volt because I heard that drop. When I heard that drop, you know, that's kind of how I realized, oh crap, I messed something up. So I turned off 48 volt on the Shure, and I turned it off on,
Phantom power.
Yep, phantom power, 48 volt, whatever you want to call it. When you have that enabled, your speakers sound like crap. And the records probably sound like crap too.
Never tried it.
Yeah. You hear it popping when you unplug things, and you just kind of know it's a 48 volt pop. RCA, you can configure that too. We're not using it for this one. This board I think can do it, but I'd rather do HDMI with the split. I'm more comfortable with that. Same thing, SDI audio, HDMI audio, you can all kind of set up with that. HDMI output, this is how you're gonna do it out. You're gonna choose which channel you're sending as the source, which it's gonna be A in this case. You're gonna enable the audio. So for my backup records on this one, I'm gonna enable the sending the output audio through HDMI as well, just because I'm having two forms of backup. I'm having one that's recording on here, and in case the SD card gets corrupt, it's gonna have the same recording on this laptop. Whereas this one, I'm taking a input line from the mixer, from the X2U that's converting it, and sending it to Zoom and OBS recording at the same time. We're gonna add some sources here.
Maybe delete one and then.
I'm gonna delete all my sources. I'm gonna stop the recordings. We're gonna go and delete these sources here. Boom. Boom. So this is going to be a fresh thing. So you're going to hit plus on here, and you're going to go into audio input capture. You're going to hit create new. And the way you're going to choose it is you're going to do Shure Digital, or whatever capturing you're going to do. So for me, I'm going to do it through Shure. If you're just using a Magewell capture card, you're going to do USB capture. In that case, this is what we're going to do. Boom, you can see all the things here. If I want to turn it down so I'm not getting bars out the whole time, that's how I'm going to have it look. Now, I'm going to also want my video. So I'm going to do new capture card device. You can name it however you want. And then we're going to choose our device. We're going to do USB capture HDMI. The reason you're not going to do OBS, so if you do OBS, you're just going to feed it into itself, and it's not going to work. Now, you need to know what you're outputting. So I'm only doing 1080 in this case, 16:9 1080, and my frames are going to be at 30. So until I select all this, it's not going to show you anything. And you'll see it's pulling 33. So there you go. Now you can see Ben's car, that van in the parking lot, all people out there. You got any questions?